to present on adoption amendments. Please proceed.
I think it's a huge step forward for the state of Utah and for protecting birth mothers.
And now we will take a roll call vote.
The Utah Legislature's Judiciary Interim Committee voted this afternoon to move forward a draft bill to limit so-called adoption tourism in the state.
There's been multiple investigative reports of some unethical behavior.
The legislation comes as reform advocates say some agencies are recruiting vulnerable women from other states to Utah for the sole purpose of an adoption. Some of those women have been speaking up, saying they didn't understand their rights or even felt coerced into placing their children for adoption.
I'm not a big regulation guy, but there is a place for regulation when we need to keep bad actors in check.
The draft legislation released Wednesday would require all adoption agencies to be licensed as nonprofits beginning in 2027 and would create a 72-hour revocation period for an adoption. The legislation would also explicitly prohibit agencies from engaging in coercive behavior, like threatening financial or legal retaliation if a birth parent chooses to parent, or promising a financial benefit in exchange for the birth parent's relinquishment or consent.
I guess the question is, will this bill get us to where we're not having a bad reputation, but having the best adoption policy in the country, which is where Utah should be?
I actually think it does.
I'm going to vote no on this bill.
While it received majority support from the committee, 2 members voted against moving forward with the draft as a committee bill. Representative Nelson Abbott said his primary concern was around the proposed $8,000 cap for pregnancy-related living expenses that can be paid to birth mothers in the state.
I still don't understand, as we sit here today, how placing a cap on living expenses or a weekly allowance or, gifts helps mothers.
Utah law currently allows for reasonable pregnancy-related costs to be paid to birth mothers. Language reform advocates have argued is too vague. They believe financial support should be a resource for mothers, but want to ensure it's not used as an incentive or a way to trap women into placing a child for adoption.
At the end of the day, we want a better adoption process in the state of Utah.
Some adoption agencies had expressed concerns about earlier drafts, but Matt Holton, a lobbyist representing several agencies, voiced support on Wednesday, saying the language had made incredible strides and expressing continued collaboration moving into next year's legislative session.
There are some things that committee members have brought up that she's made commitments to look at, and I think we've got some other things, but for the most part, that's the spirit of this bill. We'll continue to work with her, and then we'll see you all in January.
At the state capitol, Taylor Stevens, Fox 13 News, Utah.